Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Polly's podcast. Hi, I'm Polly, and I'm sharing my journey with you where I have dropped well over 35 pounds of horrible visceral fat in less than 90 days. I gave myself 90 days, and what happened was I ended up dropping the majority of it before my 90 days was even finished, which was remarkable because at first I didn't really notice anything happening, but I stuck to it because I made that conscious decision that I'm going to stick to it no matter what. And I feel fabulous. Still a ways to go, and I feel fabulous. So one of the things that I had to give up was fried food, and that is my favorite, okay? But I don't fry here at home, even though I have an air fryer. I just don't fry. So I would buy fried food, like pre-made fried food. I would make it. I would buy it, right? And as we know, that is a big no-no, right? So I had to give that up. And it was a tough decision because not only is it fast and convenient and easy to just, I'm so hungry, I'm so famished, I want to eat something, and that was my go-to. It was fried food, fried chicken, fried foods, French fries. And then I even did the unthinkable where, okay, I'm not going to eat French fries. I'm going to eat the sweet potato fries. I'm sure if you've done that, let me know in the comments below, because I did do that. And then when I quit eating potatoes and French fries altogether, I discovered the deep fried green beans. Well, I had to stop all of that, obviously. Okay, that was tough, really, really tough, but I did it. So let me got my list here. So the first thing is, I grow my own pigs. So this is, about my journey and how I did what I did. But even if you don't grow your own pigs, you can do these things. So I raise organic pork outside in the sunshine. I butcher, and then I take the fat and I render it down into pork lard, right? And it's pristine and it's perfect because these animals never get corn or soy or wheat or oats or barley, gluten. They are just frying. Okay, so I did the extra work and I just used my own pork lard. And if I wanted to fry something, like I would fry my eggs, I would fry it in pork lard or beef tallow or chicken schmaltz or butter or bacon drippings. And I do grow my own cows, and I raise my own cows and chickens, and so it's a little bit easier for me. But I do believe that they sell this in the grocery store also. I'm pretty sure that they sell some kind of pork lard or beef tallow. I don't know because I've never looked for it in a store and I've never purchased it from a store. So I just hope that this resonates with you in some way, because it's made a huge difference, a big difference. I fry in butter, and sometimes to keep the butter from burning, I'll add a hint of olive oil. Otherwise, I usually don't heat olive oil because I don't, that it's not designed to be heated. But anyway, I make my own fats from my own animals, and you don't have to do that. You can buy it, I'm sure of it. So, I do make my own chicken schmaltz, and I've been frying in that, and it's fantastic. I fry my eggs. I'll cut up like chicken breast into thin pieces, and I will fry my own, meats that I want fried in the fats that I render. And then what I don't use, I put back in the fridge or I keep on the counter. You don't have to keep like bacon drippings in the fridge. You keep it on the counter. Not a big deal. So that is a huge, huge bridge that I had to walk across, and that was to stop eating fried food, because fried food to me was such a great comfort. I could eat and eat and eat. I mean, fried chicken tenders, fried food in general, fried fish, anything fried, I was such a weak person for. And that had to stop. So it was a tough road. I'm going to tell you, I've listened to some of the more experienced influencers on this subject, where we switch from our daily diet to this mostly protein rich diet, protein and good fats diet. And I don't know why so many people want to sort of say that it's not that hard to do. Because for me, it was an uphill battle. It was walking uphill and then smashing into a wall, walking uphill some more, smashing into a wall, falling down. I kept falling down for the first 90 days. It wasn't easy. It was hard. There were times where I just wanted to cry and scream. It was not easy. There was times where I just didn't even sleep. Just not even sleep. Wake up every hour on the hour. It's an uphill battle at first, and I had to stick to this for 90 days. So what I ate was eggs. And when I say eggs, I mean hard-boiled eggs, soft-boiled eggs, poached eggs, fried eggs. I mean, I pickled eggs, right? And I ate a lot. Especially during the first 3 weeks, I ate a lot, to the tune of probably from 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of meat and eggs combined daily throughout the day. And I did not OMAD it until probably starting on the 4th week. OMAD being 1 meal a day. I was just famished and I wanted to eat all the time. So I ate chicken, I ate pork, every pork cut you can imagine, beef, goat, lamb, meat. So if it didn't involve protein and fat, I did not eat it. I actually ate sticks of butter. And when I was desperate for snacks, because I ate all day, I'm telling you, throughout the first 3 weeks, it's a miracle that I dropped so much visceral fat. I don't know. I would eat chicharrones, okay, the fried pork skins, and I would dip those in cream cheese or sour cream. I'm not kidding. And when I ran out of cream cheese and sour cream, I'm not kidding you, I would slather butter on those chicharrones. Oh my goodness. Because I wasn't even thinking about anything else except for I am going to eat animal products for 90 days. So for the first 3 weeks, I just ate constantly. And throughout the day, I did not have like a breakfast window or a lunch window or dinner window. It was an all day, all night until I went to bed window. It was crazy. My brain had to adjust. And so around the 3rd week, I started, that's when I made that was the end of the 3rd week where I made the decision, hey, self, just eat once a day. You don't need to be eating all day. Food's not going to disappear. Food's not going to go away, all right? So one of the things that happened to me was when I transitioned off of my regular diet, which was horrible. And I just went protein only and animal fats and animal proteins. Was that I cut out all the carbohydrates, right? So I cut out all the unnecessary vegetable carbohydrates. I cut out the 90% of all the fruit carbohydrates, but I did still eat fruit, okay? Because I couldn't give it all up. So that fructose, I was still eating fructose when I shouldn't have been, but I was. And I still dropped all that fat. But what works for me may not work for you. Anyway, it was just tough. And I said, Self, you need to eat once a day. You don't need to be eating. You've got so much stored energy that it's got to burn off. Stop this. So at the end of the third week, when my brain realized food's not going to disappear, that's when the shift really happened. I lost a lot of body fat in the first 3 weeks. I couldn't tell you how much, but I did. And then I started eating OMAD, and I was still eating high fat and high protein and still no vegetables and a little bit of fruit. So still with the fructose, and I knew I wasn't supposed to be eating the fructose, but I did it anyway because I was a bad person, and I just did what I wasn't supposed to do. Okay, but I wasn't eating candy. I wasn't eating chips. I wasn't eating donuts. I wasn't eating chow mein. I wasn't eating Chinese food. I love Chinese food. American Chinese food is my favorite because it's highest in sugar. How bad am I? I'm not proud of this, but I'm going to tell you the honest, just forward. I'm going to be forthwith with the truth. I love chow mein, which is 100% sugar. All of it, from the flour to make the noodles to the sauce that goes on it. I know that. And I didn't feel good after eating it, but I ate it anyway. Yeah, I'm disappointed in myself too. I did it for such a long time. So, fried food was just a horrible thing trying to give up. Goes to show you how addicted I was. I was so addicted to food that's not good for me. Well, I pushed myself to make food every morning. So I normally get up very early in the morning anyway, because I work and I live on an organic farm and ranch where I have to care for the livestock, right? So I'm up at the crack of dawn. I'm outside. I'm out there working. So I would get up even earlier, and I would throw something in the Instant Pot and have it ready for my OMAD. So I had to give up the fried food, except for when I was frying eggs or frying bacon. So I just decided to fry my own foods. Whatever I was frying it myself at the house, in the house. The challenge was, and it's still, it was for 90 days, was only eat what I grow. I grow eggs. I grow chickens, turkeys, hogs, cattle, goats, sheep, right? So that was the challenge, and I was going to stick to it no matter what. But I did buy some butter because I would run out, and I couldn't keep up with making it. I did buy cream cheese and sour cream. I did make yogurt with the raw goat's milk. I did make some raw butter with the raw goat's milk. I did make, some things with the raw goat's milk, like farmer's cheese. I tried to make 98% of what I ate. Chicharrones, I did not make those. I bought those. So I did cheat there. I mean, there was cheating, obviously, because, if I didn't cheat, I would be like, at my optimum right now, and I'm not. So that's another thing that I'm going to talk about in another episode is stalling. And even when you don't cheat and how I never really cheated with bad things. Like I didn't go back to eating like spaghetti or macaroni or rice or chow mein. No, not like that. Not like that. So, like what I mean by cheat is like tuna in a can. I'm not going to go catch tuna, right? Or sardines in a can. I'm not going to go catch sardines. So that's what I mean by cheating. So fried food was a real tough one. It was an uphill battle. And I started to fry my own foods here and make my own stuff. So one thing that I never really got into, I did dabble a little tiny bit, but I'm not impressed with it, is the keto way of life, where, they make things that like fake bread, or they call it keto bread, or they make things like that, or muffins, or, cakes that are keto. No, I never got it. I don't have time or energy for any of that. Okay. No, I didn't get into that. So I just stuck to eating meat, any kind of meat, including organ meat, beef liver, beef heart, chicken heart, pork liver. I made pate because it's easy and it's tasty and I love it. And I could just eat it, and it's full of vitamins, right? So liver is so full of vitamins, and I will save it and eat it. Whole eggs. I didn't even do, I gotta, remind myself, I gotta write it down and remind myself to talk about when I had like a major stall at one point, and what I did to get over it. And that was very interesting. But this episode is about fried food, the enemy. It's only the enemy because the restaurants that I have access to, they use seed oils, and seed oils are extremely dangerous for not only animals, but humans also. So, because seed oils are actually linked to the destruction of kidney function, liver function, chronic metabolic diseases, including diabetes, including heart disease. These things are just documented, and they are peer-reviewed, and there are research studies to support what I'm saying. I don't mean to be the bad messenger here, and I'm sorry if that is offensive in some way, but seed oils are the enemy. So I had to stop eating fried food outside of my house. And then I came across somebody who said there's a restaurant, a well-known restaurant that I've never been to, that does make fried food with beef tallow. Now, I think I wrote that restaurant's name down on a piece of paper somewhere, and I do want to try it. But right now, I'm not going to restaurants unless I absolutely have to, like if it's a birthday or something that I'm doing with a group of people, and even then I just order meat and eggs. So just very, very cautious. So I will tell you this, because it's been over 7 months now, and eating at restaurants is easy, and I'm going to do an episode about that. So if you ever come across that, if you ever come across that, you too can find it easier to deal with eating in a restaurant setting. So anyway, I do use beef tallow, pork lard, butter, bacon grease, and what else did I have written here? The olive oil. The olive oil I will put, if I'm air frying stuff, I have like the spray olive oil, the non-propellant kind, and it just helps with the flavors, but no seed oils. No seed oils. And even when I go to a restaurant and I ask for like a fried egg, I will ask them to please fry it in butter. Otherwise, I'll take it poached. And then I ask for butter on the side. And I always ask to make sure that it's real butter and not that margarine, because no thanks, I'm not interested. That doesn't appeal to me. All right. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed episode 4. If this episode would help somebody that you know and care about, please share. And please subscribe because it is free. It is free to subscribe, and it would really help my brand new channel out. And thanks again for watching Polly's podcast. And if there's some questions that you have that you would like for me to answer, please put them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer questions or address concerns that you may have. And if you've got similar experiences to what I have, or if you have some tips and tricks for me, because I've only been doing this for 7 months, going on 8 months, please share them down below. And until next time, be happy, be healthy. Bye for now.